Don't get me started. Oh, I wanted to do this, but I didn't get a chance to. Oh, I wanted to do that, but I didn't get a chance to. There's always some freaking excuse. I mean, come on. If you don't try, how do you know? What's the worst that can happen? Go back to square one, right? I guess trying is better than not trying. The worst you fail lah. Go back to square one lor. Square one is not such a bad place at the end of the day, right? Life is like that. Nothing is going to be the way that you plan or the way that you want it to be. But it's how long you hang on to your dream. And I think it's the love for what you have that actually fuels the drive. At the end of the day, it's not the best man standing, but it's the man with the most stamina, the one that never gives up. Yeah, don't give up. Keep fighting the fight and do what you love, because it'll be worth it at the end of the day. Go out with me, have a talk with me, come to know the original me. Ladies and gentlemen, today we have with us Nat Ho.
Yeah.
He's the first boy, yes, I realized that, because I kept like inviting all my friends to come on the show. Then I realized, oh yeah, they didn't call any boys yet.
Wow,
so you're the very, very first boy.
Thank you.
So yeah, we do have a couple of other cute guys that are coming on the show, but he's the one that is closest to my heart.
Aww.
Because I've known you for
we go back a long way, right?
A long way.
13 years.
Is it 13 years?
04, right?
Yeah.
13 years.
I met him on Singapore Idol.
Yep. I was 20 years old.
I was 24.
Wait.
But I always remember you.
Why?
Because you helped me with my makeup.
What?
Yeah. You had like this, like, because you know they told us that they're going to do this audition at where, and then we had to come with our makeup done. Remember? There's a group one. It's a group audition.
I helped you with your makeup?
Yeah, then you said, don't worry, I have all these brushes. Then you took out, then you like do for me. I was like, wow.
Oh yeah, because I was from MDC and over there, you know, we do a lot of stage shows and we are required to do our own makeup. And in fact, they used to have this thing called standby makeup. So you start with clean face, right? And then they will actually time you. You have to like do a full face within a certain period of time. Really?
That's part of the training?
Kind of, yeah. And you know, often when we go around to army camps to perform, you don't have proper lighting, you don't have proper makeup room, it's like hot, you're sticky and sweaty, and you still have to get your makeup done.
So MDC is the very, very first place that you started?
Yeah, I think it was actually really good training for me because early on in my career, I knew I wanted to go into entertainment and be an artist. So during army, I actually auditioned to go into MDC because, you know, I feel like in Singapore there aren't, at that time like, at least, there weren't many places where you could actually get proper training as an artist. And I think MDC had a really long track record of people in entertainment, so I figured it would be a good place to start.
MDC like rocks, by the way. I went to Tekong to sing for them.
Yeah?
Yeah, and it's like a mind-blowing experience. They are just so like you talk about interaction with the crowd, right? And how interactive they are, how enthusiastic they are. I tell you, it's worth the freaking boat ride. Call me back. I would love to go back and sing for you guys again. It's
right. Actually, you know, you just might be able to have this opportunity because right now they have actually kind of rebranded. They are actually looking for more people to work with.
Okay.
Yeah.
We were talking about how we first met,
yes.
Before we went to MDC. Okay, so we met at Singapore Idol, and then you were a contestant on the show, right?
Yes.
So how far did you make it?
I made it only to top 30. It was quite...
Why is it only? Top 30 is still something, right?
No, but it wasn't like the voting rounds, you see. And I think, you know, how I even decided to sign up for it was... let's go back to when I was like really young, okay? In primary school, right? Sometimes they'll say, oh, what do you want to be when you grow up and stuff. And I wanted to be a singer, but you know, Singaporeans being Singaporeans, we are very practical. And I was afraid people would laugh at me, so I would tell them, yeah, maybe I'll be a teacher or
why laugh at you?
Psychologist. I don't know, because it seems like such a far thing to be, you know, like a singer or an actor or whatever. Because entertainment is always very mysterious. Unless you know somebody inside,
you don't know how to get your foot.
Yeah, you don't know how to get in. It's not like a job where they advertise in the newspapers. Oh, you know, we are hiring a don't know what manager or something like that.
Yeah.
So how do you even get started?
Especially with singing.
Exactly. So it's like incredibly mysterious, you know, And so at that time, when American Idol came out, I watched it and I was like, oh, so this is how it's done, right? And so by the time Singapore Idol came around, I was like, okay, you know, let's just give this a shot. Who knows what's going to happen from it? So Singapore Idol really was my start, but it was a very shaky start, I think, because, you know, when I went in, I was young, I had zero experience, and I was up against people who had been like singing for years, maybe in
all the lao jiao, all the lao jiao that we were
pub
up
circuit,
against.
you know, doing gigs here and there.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, so it's like I go and bang wall, you know.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what I was up against.
But because we didn't know, we also gong gong jiang ti gong, we were having fun, you see. But then when you see like during the auditions, wow, when they really give it, the time it's like, oh shit, what did I get myself into? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Had that feeling.
I think that really was the first step. Like, you know, they always say a journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. And if I hadn't taken the step to join Singapore Idol, I definitely wouldn't be where I am today.
I remember you sang a song that the same song, right? Two contestants sang the same song.
Was it?
Yes,
I sang My Baby You, which was a totally pro-choice.
My baby you, that one, right?
Yeah.
And there was another guy that sang the same song.
Really?
Yeah. And I remember either one of you told me, said, oh shit, I'm singing the same song. Or it was the other guy.
Probably the
See,
other
I'm
guy.
singing against the handsome boy. That's what he told me.
Oh.
And I always remember the comment that Florence said to you.
Yeah?
She's like, oh, you're so handsome, you should go and be an actor. Remember? And then look where you are.
I actually remember like all their comments.
Yeah.
Which I think Florence was being the nicest. She's like, you're a very good looking boy, but I think singing is not your cup of tea. Maybe you should join Star Search.
Is this word for word?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, I can repeat word for word all 4 judges.
Wow. It's amazing, huh?
I'm kidding.
But
No.
it's amazing, like 13 years ago, and then we can still remember everything.
Yeah, and that's why I think it was really brave of you to join like the Sing China, because for me, honestly, after joining Idol, I didn't want to join any competition ever again, at least not for singing, because it's very strange. Like when I perform, I can perform in front of like thousands of people, but if you put me in front of 4 people, I have difficulty doing that.
Because it's very up close and personal.
It takes me back to that point in time, you know.
Yep.
And yeah, I think performing is different from being judged. Yeah, it's a totally different mind game, a totally different psyche altogether.
No, because when you're being judged, it's like one wrong move is like it's over, game over.
Yeah,
right?
and I think for me also, maybe because I'm 处女座 lah, so I'm actually really self-critical, and I'm super hard on myself. So, you know, sometimes it's a bit over, I think. And of course, over the years, as I've gotten older and become more sure of myself also, you learn how to quiet the negative inner voices. I think it's a journey, basically.
It's not the inner voices, it's the inner echo of the negative voices that we hear.
Yeah,
Right?
the inner voice is always pure.
Yeah.
But it's the inner
It's
echoes.
the inner echo, then you hear it again and again. I get nightmares too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I can like close my eyes and then I wake up like, oh shit, why did I do that? Why did I say that? Why did I sing it that way? You know, it's...
Yeah, but if you take a deep breath and like really center on what is important or what it is you're trying to do, then that's when the echoes like shut up.
Let's go towards back to square one, right? And square one isn't such a bad place.
Yeah, if at first you don't succeed, dust yourself off and try again, right?
Yeah. Hey, talk about try again. After that, you went to act, right?
Now, after that was modeling. So I was modeling. Yeah. So I was quite lucky. My very first commercial I landed was actually M1, and that was a big campaign. And the client liked me and actually used me twice in a row, like the following year as well. So I think that was a good start. And then from there, I did a bit of like freelance stuff here and there, including doing like backup dancing for Jade Xia's Miss Singapore Universe.
Really?
Yeah.
You were in a boy band as well.
The boy band thing was slightly after Idol. So at that time, Hype Records actually did approach us. There were 4 of us, and we kind of like tried it out, but it's never easy working in a group.
Yeah.
Especially when it's people that you didn't choose. It's hard. It's always a challenge.
But would you say that your journey in the music scene is tough compared to your acting? Your acting okay, right? Very smooth sailing.
Yes. Singing one is tough because if you want to produce a good track with a good producer, that's gonna cost you money, right?
Roughly about?
Cannot say lah.
About?
Well, at least a few $1,000s.
Yeah, I think around there.
Yeah, you know, some even more than 10,000. Depend. It really.
Actually, the sky's the limit.
Yeah, there's really like a huge range, you know. So it depends on who you want to work with, lah. And it's really a case of you pay peanuts, you get monkeys sometimes. And I mean, even acting in Singapore also, it's not a regular guaranteed thing, you know, unless you're with a company, of course. But then again, that also has its own challenges and restrictions. So at the end of the day, I feel that every artist is different, and you need to work with what is right for you.
So how do you do the whole transition from singing to modeling to acting?
Well, that is very interesting, because for me, I feel that at every stage of my career it was important to change things up, you know. After all, if you look at the artists who have been around for a long time, they are constantly reinventing themselves. So at the end of Idol, I was asking myself a question. I'm like, okay, you know, I've had my 15 minutes of fame. How do I extend this 15 minutes into a viable career? So I mean, just nice. In a sense, I think I've been pretty lucky also. So after Idol came about, then there was this modeling agent that approached me, because before Idol, when I was in NS, I actually started sending out my portfolio. At the time, it was just purely, you know, I wanted to earn extra pocket money. Yeah. So one of them came back to me. He said, "Hey, I saw your appearance on TV. I think you have a commercial face. So, you know, we would like to work with you." I'm like, okay, sure.
I think that's very driven for 20 years old to take the initiative to do all that. I mean, come on, I was 20. I think when I was 20, I didn't have the notion to even send out all this stuff.
Maybe I got it from my mom. My mom has always been quite a resourceful person, because contrary to popular belief, I do not come from a rich family. Last time also, because my mom knows I like music, right? So sometimes she will want to expose me to musicals and stuff. So she'll go and find like VHS tapes and like copy them over, or, you know, cassette tapes. I remember I actually auditioned for Les Mis the very first time when they came to Singapore, and I found out what the audition actually through my music teacher. So my mom, at that time, she just listened to the tape and she wrote down the lyrics by like just hearing, and there was no internet at the time.
Last time no internet, you just
no
nowadays.
Google, no internet. Yeah. So of course the lyrics were all wrong lah.
Then you went and sang.
No. I mean, because eventually my piano teacher managed to find the score sheets for the thing, and those had lyrics. So I did sing the right lyrics. So I went to audition, and I didn't get the audition, of course, but I got a pair of free tickets.
Oh wow!
Yeah, which was really good, because, you know, we couldn't afford it at that time. So I went with my mom.
Then after that, you went to Channel 8 first or Channel 5?
So back to after Idol, when I first signed MediaCorp, my first production was actually a pilot that stayed a pilot. We went to Thailand to shoot it actually, and it was with Rebecca Lim. So that was quite an experience. But my first Channel 8 production was actually 保家卫国. So at that time, my Chinese was pretty shit lah, because you know,
You're Ang Mo Pai, he's Ang Mo
Pai, yeah. And we had to do studio scenes, and studio is actually really, really intense, even for seasoned actors. So because in the show I played an army boy and I had to go into camp with the real army boys. So the date was unchangeable, right? So we had to finish shooting all my long hair scenes before that, and I had to go in and shave my hair with them. So because of that, my studio scenes were squeezed into 3 days. I did 29 scenes in 3 days.
Golly gosh.
In Chinese, which I was shit at that point in time.
That's like running a really long, no, like running 3 marathons in 3 days without shoes, in uncomfortable shoes.
Yeah, so I mean, maybe I am the way I am today because of circumstances. You know, I've always just either willingly thrown myself into those circumstances or have just been put into those circumstances by like producers or managers or whatever.
No, you accept the challenge. Every time it comes, you take it.
Yeah.
And you up the game.
Yeah, and that actually comes from the mantra that I first learned when I was in MDC, which is the show must go on. You know, and a lot of performers are like that. There's this legendary story about JJ Lin, who was also from MDC, and there was once he was performing, right? He was really into the moment and he fell off the stage.
Oh my God.
And the stage is actually quite high. He fell off the stage, but he just got up and continued singing because why? The show must go on.
That's my biggest fear, falling off the stage.
Yeah, but if let's say that had happened during a performance, would you continue?
There's two options. Either, it depends how I fall. If I fall really, really badly, and I'm like, you know, some falls are cool falls. You know what I mean? There are cool falls like, oh, yeah, and I'm like, oh, hurt the shoulder or what. But then there's some it's like, that kind, it's like, so paiseh, right? I think that kind I'll just lie down so it looks very serious and no one will laugh at me. And they just call the ambulance, come and pick me up.
But I think you say only, I think knowing you, I do think you would actually continue singing.
I would.
Yeah, and that also explains why you are still around also after so long. You know, people always ask, what is the meaning of life, right? Actually, you know what's the meaning of life?
What?
There's no meaning to life. There's really no meaning to life.
It's what you make of it.
It's what you make of it. You are the one who gives meaning to your life. And from that meaning, it creates a ripple effect and, you know, touches like everybody you meet.
So what about you? Which is the one that gives you the kick? That feeling of contentment?
What gives me the kick is actually the creative process. I love the ability to take something from an idea and a concept and turn it into reality.
Wow.
That is pure magic. It's like alchemy almost, you know?
But that's the execution, that's the hardest part.
That is the hardest part.
That is the hardest part.
That is the hardest part. But when you actually do it, right, the feeling is crazy.
So Nat, from MDC, Singapore Idol, then acting, you still did some singing after that, right?
Yeah.
And now, your food business.
Yes.
Tell us more about it.
I'm somebody who is actually an obsessive over planner. And the way I see it is, okay, because now I'm shooting Tanglin, right? I've been shooting Tanglin for like coming to the past 3 years. And while it's stable and it pays the bills, it also means that I do not have time to pursue my other creative pursuits that may or may not pay money, right? So what I'm trying to do by going to business is I want to create a financial infrastructure, because to me, I've always been a dreamer and I still am a dreamer, but I think it's important to be a responsible dreamer. You know, I'm like 33 this year and I don't want to keep on like dreaming and what my parents are not, I don't expect my parents to pay for my dreams. That's just irresponsible.
Yeah.
So if you want this dream, then you jolly well work your off for it.
Yeah.
You know, so by going into business, I'm hoping to create a financial infrastructure so that when it's stable and all that, you know, I at least I can pursue my creative projects that may or may not pay money, but it makes me happy.
Make money to make more art, something.
Yes.
Like. But why did you pick like bento, and then now your latest one, bubble tea? So there's Love Bento, and then there's Bobbi Fruttii.
Yeah. Well, Love Bento came about because at the time when I was training and doing PT, I found it really difficult to like find healthy food in Singapore. I mean, it was either really, really expensive, you know, or like if, for example, you want to go on a high protein, low carb diet, right? You go everywhere in Asia, it's mostly carbs. Like chicken rice is a lot of rice and like a few pieces of chicken.
Yeah.
You know? So basically it was to fulfill a need that I had. But at the same time, there were other people who had a similar need, and I wanted to make healthy food accessible to the masses. Yeah. And
then with the Bobbi Fruttii?
And then with Bobbi Fruttii, actually, it wasn't totally planned. What happened was a friend saw how I was running Love Bento, right? So he had just gotten the franchise for this from Taiwan, and he approached me. He said, "Hey, you know, I would really like you to be part of this, and I think you could value add to the project lah." I mean, mostly based on my experience in the media, and also a bit of experience running my business. So I agreed to come on board lah.
What makes Bobbi Fruttii different from the rest of?
What makes Bobbi Fruttii different? I think first of all, our drinks are super Instagrammable. You know, in terms of like the layers and all that. That's why there's one of the hashtags is each cup is an art. And also in terms of the quality of the teas that we use, like the main tea is actually sourced from Taiwan, and then our matcha tea is actually sourced from a special region in Japan, and it's actually each cup is actually hand whisked. It's not done like
with machine.
Yeah, it's not done like beforehand in bulk, and then you just pour, because that tends
I see
that tends to separate the powder from the thing. So your matcha becomes very like, you know, powdery with like a lot of like liquid.
There's a lot of gunk, and then there's like like diluted liquid on top.
Yeah. Okay. So you know, and nowadays, especially Singaporeans, they are so discerning because, you know, we travel all over the world, right? So when they come to their food and all that, they are discerning enough and they can taste quality. And of course, the pearls are actually made in the Taiwan factory every day and actually shipped over. So this is super freeze dry and shipped over. So this way it maintains its freshness. Ours doesn't have any preservatives. So that's why it's actually in a sense it's healthier, and the texture is also a bit different. It's a little bit like muaji. Yeah, so it's a bit different from the regular pearls that you taste.
I like Pao Pao Cha, but the only thing that scares me about Pao Pao Cha is the calories that you know, one of that bubble thing is like,
apparently it's equivalent to like a bowl of rice.
It's 14 calories a ball.
Oh really?
Yeah. Then that stopped me from, because you know, when I always like up the balls. Mine is like balls, like boba max, and then like 1 cup of tea on top. That's me. And I'm like, oh my god, it's like freaking like 1,000 balls in there. It's like 1,400 calories in a cup.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, if you can have a low-fat alternative, I'll go and buy it every day. I mean,
if you're talking about calories, in terms of our default sugar level, it's actually 50% of a lot of other commercial ones. That's like our default. Okay. So in that sense, it is already a slightly healthier alternative lah.
Speaking of calories, let's play a game today. Let's go to the game segment. Today we're going to play Guess the Calories.
Oh my god, I'm so bad.
Are you good at it?
No, I'm terrible. I never count my calories.
Huh? Then how are you so fit?
I just dress well.
And now we've come to the last part of the show, which is the game segment. This is my favorite part. Today we're going to play the game called Guess the Calories.
I think I'm going to be really bad at this.
Okay, this is how this game is going to go. They're going to flash to us the item.
Okay.
And we're going to have to guess the amount of calories.
Okay.
Okay, and we flash at the same time.
Okay.
Okay? Ready? Let's go. Tang Hun. 1 bowl, huh? So fast, huh? Must write bigger, no, Nat?
Okay.
I would say... Okay.
Okay, ready?
1, 2, 3.
Wow!
Huh?
So much, 351.
Really? What the hell?
Maybe you think Tang Hun very healthy.
No, I thought like very small bowl, right? Whatever. Next. You're confident, right? You think you're gonna win, right?
Ham Jin Bang.
Ham Jin Bang. 1 Ham Jin Bang. Yes!
281 200含煎餅我
Where
係
got
知你抌半咧，
500?
我仲講愛嘛。
要含煎餅 this big. Next. Tulang.
Oh, I see tulang. I very Okay, this one should be more. I'm gonna keep this. Okay.
1, 2, 3. What you put? 500. Everything you 500. You see, your whole floor is 500.
Sparkling
water.
Ding 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 ding.
Hey, that was a trick question, okay? The bubbles. Avocado milkshake. Oh, this one a lot.
That one got high fat and high sugar.
Yeah. How big the cup?
What's your
very
cup
big,
size?
Yeah. This is a tube, like, very, very long tube. Okay, this one I will use your method. Man! Go big or go home. Milo dinosaur.
Wow.
Bring it.
Okay.
Chings. Oh! Ah my god! I should know this!
Fruit cake. What are fruits? Durian?
Yeah,
or-
durian one then is like what? 1,000 calories.
Yeah, let's specify what fruit.
Oh.
Oh. One piece lah.
Yes! Okay, I think it's a close fight.
Oh, we're done.
Are we done? And who's the winner?
It's a tie!
It's a tie! Yeah! Okay. I caught up at the end.
很有默契。
Of course. Thank you for coming, Diti.
Thank you.
Have a talk with me.